and if all looks well, we are live. Greetings, fellow YouTuber. My name is Tim. Welcome again to this weekly dung heap that we like to call GainerWorld Live. My name is Tim Gainer, in case you haven't figured that out yet, unless you thought it was this guy, which is not. No, it is really. It is not. I know it really is not. I would not kid you.
He's been saying his name is Tim for years. I found out differently. I'll fill you in at the end of the show.
Okay, this ought to be good. Anyway, of course, I'm being joined this week by my occasional guest co-host, Chris DJ OPM King. We are, and please excuse, this is not.
Don't excuse anything. This is awesome. Look at this. This is where we should be broadcasting from all the time.
Well, I got my studio at home. Come on, what are you saying?
It ain't like this.
Well, no, that is true. That is true. We are live from the site of the H.U.G.S gathering in Biglerville, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
We are there. We are live. The H.U.G.S gathering going on tomorrow between 11 a.m. Eastern time
until
midnight.
It may stop at midnight when it's supposed to.
Oh, Tom. Who knows? Bill Goldfish, you can take it might pass out at 11:55. We don't know. But either way, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we are here live doing this. There is an informal acoustic jam and a meet and greet going on, maybe about 100 yards behind us right now. I'm from the other side of the wall, of course. So yeah, we've got this. We've had
likes to leave out little details like that.
Well, yeah, concrete, asbestos, things like that. Just say, you want to borrow mine?
That's not good.
You want to borrow? Hey, we got the COVID
thing. If you have problems with mesothelioma,
you might be entitled to compensation. But be that as may, we've got a room full of, we've got some people in here. One of them being one of the people that, honestly, by all means, H.U.G.S would not be around, the gathering would not be around if it wasn't for this guy. Our first guest, who is a guy that started the be-all, end-all of festivals in the state of Pennsylvania, the Homegrown Festival, and he got something coming up really cool next week that we want to talk about.
Yep.
Dot Edwards, get up here.
So you guys count your lucky stars that we have all these wonderful guests, because you know what that means.
I ain't got to talk all that much.
And Tim doesn't have to sing. Thank God.
All right, that's right. I can sing this week. Come on up here. It's not a problem at all. Thank you for coming here. Yes, I drank
with them.
You drank with them?
I survived. That's what's that right there.
The verdict's out.
Yeah. It's mainlining it by now. He's got an IV of Jack strapped up. But I'm kidding, Tom. I'm kidding. If you watch the replay. Anyway, no, not okay. I was at Homegrown Festival this year. Had a heck of a time. You were gracious enough to invite us next year, which I thank you very much for.
Oh, once you're in, you're in.
That's it. One of us.
One of us. You're stuck.
Yeah, no kidding. If I'm not back in a day, avenge my death.
Then I'm going to celebrate.
Yeah, thanks so much.
I'm popping the champagne, buddy.
You and I talked about it before, but not on this show. How in the heck did this whole thing start? Because without you, none of this would be happening.
I haven't a clue. I mean, these people said, let's go. Oh, come over to your place. We're going to jam out and shit. And I was like, nah. But then they did. And then, well, we got to do it again next year. And I was like, no.
But no, this.
I want to go. I'll give you the nickel tour.
Yeah.
I had a party that was going to end all parties because I had parties at one time and always had a band. And then I moved up to where I am now, and it just turned out to be the perfect location. I never viewed the place as it is, as I see it now. It's made.
It's made for it because as you come off his garage, you've got to see this because it's beautiful. He has a natural concrete stage.
We put a truck on it. I'm talking big truck. It was a Mack this year. It's usually a Peterbilt.
Really?
Yeah. And straight true. I mean, like to the point where you can think when they played, they had a guy up in the trailer hitting the horn just as they start going into No Limiter.
Oh my God.
That was just so cool.
Yeah.
But
but now I'll get back to so I was going to have this party. It's the last party I was ever going to have. trucking. That's what I've done. And coast to coast, northeast out to the southwest or the northwest. And I listen to music. You buy a big name act. And this is really how it began. And, if you name the big artists that people I'm fans of. But, there's a couple good songs on that album, and the rest are skippers. It was something that was made to fill out the album.
Sure. Yeah.
Facebook came along. I mean, I hate to give Facebook any credit, but they came along. I connected with a bunch of people I grew up with, and they had an original band. They were writing their own stuff. I get invited to go see them play. I go and see them play. And I bought a CD. And I put the CD in, and I'm driving across the country. And after a while, I'm like, I don't skip anything on this CD. And this was just some guys from the same hayfield I came out of. But that's it. They came from where I came. I related to every song.
Right.
So original music. That became the term, original music. So when we had the first party, I had a couple original bands.
Yeah.
And it was the last one ever. I remember the next morning, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. The year goes, 6 months go by, right? They're playing. It's like, hey, when's the party this year? I was like, no. You were at the one and only, it's done.
Yeah, right.
But they were like, Noel Slayball. I hope to have Noel here tomorrow because he was like, no, we're going to come back and we're going to bring and it's going to be a day for the original artist. And I'm like, no, it ain't happening.
But Noel was right because next year is going to be the 10th anniversary.
Yes. And it was, and after we drove home at night, the wife and I were like, And so then we had Homegrown Fest. Yeah. The party wasn't the first one. The next year we had the first Homegrown Fest. We might have had 5 or 6 acts, and I would invite people, hey, we want to do this festival, and they're like, no, who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
There's people that I tell them, no, I can't put you on.
Right.
And it's like, I'm telling these people no, And you can dig over some guys that came last year, not this year, and they said, hey, we want to play. And I was like,
no.
No. I mean,
I didn't know you could dig it.
Well, they gave me a CD.
Exactly.
And then late one night trying to stay awake, and I was like, oh man, this will keep me awake. And I shoved that in about the third time it's spun around, I'm studying the album. And this is great songwriting. These guys rock. It was everything. Yeah. And I was like, okay, yeah. Rock it.
I heard my first track when You Can Dig It last night. And I
played in title track from Norwood.
Yeah, I have so much respect for these dudes, man. They rock hard. Seriously.
Yes. Yeah.
Now you have branched out, and this is the thing really that we kind of need to talk about because Homegrown obviously is the one, but you got something coming up next weekend that people need to know about.
Mountain Creek Campground, Gardners, Pennsylvania, if you happen to be in the area. Friday night, I have 2 of our local super groups, From the Gray and Copper Bets. And these bands have been wanting to go at each other, I don't know how long. And I was like, you guys have 3 hours for us. And the stage is yours. They're both setting up together.
Yes.
That's our Friday night, September 24th.
Right.
Mountain Creek Campground, Gardners, Pennsylvania. September 25th, I have 10 acts, and I'm talking the cream of the crop that's in the area. And we're doing this for 4 diamonds. 4 diamonds, if you have a child, I really love this. I know people are 4 diamond families. If you have a child that they have cancer or they're going something through pediatric and it's this region,
right.
Insurance might cover the health care on the kid.
Right.
Some people don't have insurance.
Right.
What 4 Diamonds will do is they'll come in and they'll save a family in the sense they'll pay the bills so they don't lose their home. Okay. They'll pay travel expenses. They'll pay hotel for, they go down to St. Jude's and Jude's in Memphis, and they'll pay these bills. And it's not just saving the child. It's saving the family. 4 diamonds. So, and the money goes all to that. We had, last year was our first year for Oasis, and we had a tremendous year. The people really came out. There wasn't a lot going on last year. We had that going for us. But Nick Andrew Staver. He's a legend in this area. I'm just going to throw a few names out.
Go ahead.
Drew Cook is going to be our headline that night.
I love him. I love him. He rocks so
Guess
hard.
who else does? Somebody. We got Ron Nicodemus. He's a H.U.G.S guy.
Oh, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
We got Megan Polak.
Get
Her
out of
fan.
here. She playing?
She-
Oh,
Megan,
you gotta work. You
yeah.
gotta work.
Nice.
And she's excited that her band's excited about coming to play with
I
us.
love her so
You
much.
know.
Okay.
So
My buddy. Well, like I said, dude, if it wasn't for you starting off that little party in your backyard, well, these many years ago, we sure as hell wouldn't be standing here. We wouldn't have all these people hanging out here.
yeah.
It's all your fault, Doc.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Don't lay it all on me.
It's on you.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you for
No,
giving me a chance
thank
to
you.
talk about
We will definitely talk to you tomorrow. We definitely appreciate
We're
it.
having a big day. I'll check in with you.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
We'll be here. That's not a problem. We're live from the H.U.G.S gathering, the site thereof. Yeah.
You know what? He said something that actually got to me personally. I've always been a big supporter of St. Jude. I've always been a big supporter of the what is it, Comer?
Comer Children's Ronald McDonald House.
Ronald McDonald
Yep.
House.
Yep.
To find out that there's another organization that helps out with a lot of that work.
Indeed.
Listen to me. If you don't listen to anything else that I've said on any of these shows, find your local area that does this, because when it comes down to serious illness like that, the number one cause of bankruptcy in the United States is for medical bills.
Yep.
Like, so, and you don't want somebody who's already worried about their kid or grieving because they have to go through this long drawn out process to lose their house in the process. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
So dig deep down, give from the heart, and give something to help them out. You know what I mean? Hey, Poochie.
Hi. Another thing you might notice too is that we might look down at the ground a lot. Okay.
Yep,
we are inside the Frank's studio. If you haven't figured it out yet. And Cyrus is an animal lover. So there is a Siberian Husky and 4 cats that are running around the studio as we're recording right now, as a matter of
And
fact.
cricket.
And a cricket.
And a cricket.
And a cricket. We gotta have the cricket.
Yeah.
But one of the people that are here, by all means, I gotta talk to my man right here. You stay right there. Don't do anything. In the meantime, Jerry, come on up here. One of the people that are going to be joining us on the H.U.G.S gathering. Come on, come on here. You walk this way. Walk this way. Jerry, guys, how are you? We just met like about 10 minutes ago. And, you know, it is a pleasure to finally meet you.
Yes.
My guest, Chris King. And welcome to Pennsylvania, my man. For the 1 or 2 people who still don't know, what are you about? Tell us about you.
About 6 foot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm just on my knees right now.
Yeah. He wears the things in his shoes. You know, that's what.
I'm a singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Do acoustic guitar and play all my own stuff. Occasionally I'll play out. I just got off 2-3 hour gigs.
Just now?
Well, no, like last week. But it's
Well, no, I
just woke up today.
No, I'd say that because I know for a fact Give You a Ticket is playing Fall Fest tonight, and then they're blasting back here. They've got a campsite set up, and then they're playing here tomorrow night. So it's like,
By the way, I'm really, really jealous about that shirt.
yeah, me.
Right?
That's how full of fish I want my name. One award with the spot. You've got original music out. You've got an album or 2.
Yeah, I got one published and one that should be.
Well, I know that feeling. Trust me. Where can people find your stuff?
You can Google me, Jerry Gaff. You can also go to YouTube. My channel is called Slide Maniac. And there's a
Slide Maniac?
Well, I play slide from time to time.
Well, I understand that, but
So I just won't do any this weekend. But
okay.
that's what my
Well, no.
first album was slide work.
Oh, okay.
So I made the YouTube channel, Slide Maniac.
Now I kind of want to hear that.
Yeah, so am I. I won't be able to hear it tomorrow.
You can find me out on the net. I used to have a website, then I went through Reverb Nation for a while, and I can't let that
Yeah.
go. So,
Yeah, reverb plates.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not
We will call it the service that shall not be mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
So another place And another place,
Thanks, I appreciate it.
another place you can find it's on Drupal, which is the other site we don't mention, but Drupal.com is where you'll get all of my most recent stuff. Go in there, you can sign up, doesn't cost anything, and there's a lot of really good musicians in there. A lot of them have moved to Metapop.
Yeah.
But I haven't. I'm still over at Drupal.
There's other services where they can kind of control their music, like Metapop and Bandcamp and stuff like that.
Things of that nature. I'm gonna ask all the musicians this, I've gotta ask you at the same time. What got you into it? What got you into music? What is it that turned the corner for you one day and you went, hey, I think
I'll
I'll
give this story.
Okay,
My dad had a guitar. It was a 1938 Sears he bought to a catalog.
okay.
He never really learned to play it.
Mhm.
My sister wanted to learn to play.
Okay.
And so I decided I wanted to learn to play, probably because she wanted to. She'd older than me.
Mhm.
So the deal was that she would go take the guitar lessons, and then she'd come back and teach me how to play.
Okay.
She quit after about a month, and I'm still playing.
Okay. So that worked out.
Yeah, I think she did a good job. I think she trained me really
Who
well.
got the silver tongues? Well, I wanna know.
I do.
There you go. There you go.
I still have it.
Well done. Well done, sir. No lie.
The net's like that big around, you know, you kind
Oh my God.
of these. Oh, they're beasts.
I had one when I was a kid. And you have to have your fingers surgically elongated in order to get around the neck because it's just that wide.
But then
Or be a
again,
kid and your bones haven't set yet.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're 4 years old, yeah, you're good to go.
but then again, this was back in the day when they were still turning in homework on stone tablets. So, you know.
Hey,
It's limestone.
fresh time still in that. Come on, you know? What's that all about?
God.
Well, Jared, again, it's a pleasure meeting you, my friend. We'll be talking more after the show. Thank you so much for being here. my friend.
Looking forward to playing and
Looking forward to
meeting
meeting
you guys.
Indeed.
My daughter wants to say she's excited to be your 3rd subscriber.
Thank you. Thank you. We got another one.
Anna, they love you.
Yeah, of course. By all means.
I have to thank you. I got to tell you because he said once we hit 3 subscribers, he was getting me a pack of M&Ms. I want my M&Ms, man.
Yeah, okay, now you can start to play about plain or peanuts.
I am not. Just don't get me W.
Yeah, get out of this. Jerry, ladies and gentlemen.
Just don't give me W's. That's all I'm asking.
Well, no, you throw those. If you get them, you just throw them out. But yeah, something like that. Checking things out. Melissa Long is in the chat room. Melissa, good to see you. What up? What's up? How you doing? If you are new to this, if you're watching, by all means, if you're in the chat room, let us know. We may not be able to get to you because we've got all this going on at the same time.
Yeah.
A lot of things happening. One of the people, and I threatened her when she walked in, and she went, "No, I don't know if I can do this," but she's gonna. Anna, come here. It's okay. The fiddling mama herself, she came all the way from Utah, from Ogden, Utah. She is here to.
That's a long drive.
It's a long drive. Well, come on over here. Come on in between the two of us. You don't mind. How are you doing? We only got a chance to talk for like 30 seconds before we started doing all this.
Yeah.
How was the trip?
It was pretty smooth.
It was smooth. You told me that you I don't know, you dropped your children off or sold them or something. What exactly was that all about?
They get a good price down here.
We actually pulled it.
And group discounts.
We all went to DC and headed out a little later than
Comics.
we should have. But anyway, the kids wanted to stay longer, so we just kind of dumped them off. Fortunately, they're old enough that I think they'll be okay. But anyway.
Of course they will.
Right.
With proper guidance, I'm sure they'll be okay in the end.
The rule for all the parents out there is if you drop your kids off, you leave them with $10, they'll be good for the week. Trust me.
Yeah,
They'll buy some candy bars, they'll sell them by the freeway, they'll make it. It's good.
You did that
I did. For my baseball team.
Of course it was. Yeah. So anyway, you came from Utah.
Right.
And you have been doing. You've had several hits on the H.U.G.S charts. My merry-go-round being the latest, which I love, but
Good, thank
it's
you.
absolutely terrific.
What?
Where do you get? Because you do that thing where you like bounce between different genres? I see you with the fiddle there. I mean, you go by the fiddling mama, but you go by different genres and things like that. Where do you get that kind of inspiration from where you can just kind of like switch between?
That is a good question. I just think with my musical background and experience, I mean, I was classically trained in piano and violin, but then I've had a lot of exposure over the years to bluegrass, to Celtic, to country music, and I think when I write, I just kind of, whatever wants to come out, it just
It just kind of happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that about being an independent musician, right? You do what you feel.
You do what you need to do, and
Yeah.
you just kind of move on from there. That's
Nobody telling you that you're going to do this one hit and then you're going to go back in the studio and record it in Spanish and Portuguese. And then you're going to do that hit overseas.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go back in the studio and record it in Italian
Yeah, of
and
course.
French.
Of
and-
course.
Yeah.
And don't forget about the dubstep mix.
Right, exactly.
So you got.
Oh no, my first album was actually I put it out as a children's album.
A
And
children's album?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. How do you go? Hold on. Yeah, let's rewind this.
This is awesome.
How do you go from classical to bluegrass to Celtic to folk to light rock to children's?
Let me catch you up on the conversation. Independent musician. I can do what she wants.
Where was my? I've been thinking outside the box. But yeah, where did you get the? Where did you get the idea? I'm right here.
Hey.
How are you? But now, where did you get the inspiration for that? What made you?
well, over the years, since I started having my own children, I started to get involved with teaching classes in the community.
Oh, okay.
And as I taught, I started to come up with my own songs that go into themes.
Mhm.
And then it just kind of sort of evolved into wanting to go get some recorded. And anyway, one of the songs I put into H.U.G.S is called Skit Scat.
I remember that. That was your first single,
And
which I love, by the way. I thought that was absolutely. It's well, no, it was like one of
it
these.
was a children's song, so
Really?
yeah.
I did not know that.
But I've discovered these children's songs definitely appeal to the free child in all of us, right? So, like,
No argument there. I am not arguing. I thought it was a terrific piece of work. I really did.
thanks. That one I think did better
So,
than
so what are we?
Besides the praise.
Now, do I understand it correctly? You're going to be doing solo, but you're also going to be working with another band tomorrow. What's that all about?
So I am in a country western band called Dead Man's Xavier and Dead Man's Band.
Okay.
So we are one of the first groups to go on tomorrow.
Cool.
11:45. So I'll be their backup mandolin player.
Nice.
And then we're having kind of a fun, spontaneous band called the K9s.
With Jonathan, yeah, Jonathan King. Jonathan King. Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to also be helping my good buddy Craig Meekum, who is first.
Who's and he's standing right over there. So it's a good thing you mentioned him because I understand he gets really upset on these kind of things. I'm getting. Is he laughing?
He appears to be.
Okay, good. Just checking. Yeah.
He's sitting right there.
I know, man. But you got to one. I know you want to just like jam something out really fast because I love
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Give me
And the fill
give me 30 seconds
Okay.
with Judy.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll work. Playing tomorrow solo and with the band. Thank you for letting us
You're very welcome.
do this. I appreciate it. It's a pleasure to meet. We're going to be talking
Thank you
more
so much.
as the show goes on. Let me see. Carl Keegan.
Aren't you guys enjoying yourselves not hearing him sing for once? Seriously.
Because, it works really hard. Carl Keegan has checked in. Carl, how you doing? Our favorite gay Irish teddy bear is always with us, and we appreciate that. Another one of the people that are going to be working with this, and as Anna said, he's opening the show. And I'm going to say this publicly, and I've only said this to a couple of people. He is currently my favorite songwriter. because of the stuff that you've been putting out. Craig Meekum, come on up here for a second.
Yes, sir.
In the show. Just amazing. Dude, it is a pleasure to shake your hand. It really is. I really do appreciate it. All four of them. It's good. It's good. Yeah, welcome. You know,
Thank you.
No, seriously, I have to tell you, man, the stuff that you've been, you know, your latest single, you know,
Somewhere in the world.
somewhere in the world. I heard this for the first time last week, and I was damn near in tears. It's probably one of the best songs I've ever heard. That, of course, the live recording that you did of "Does this song make me sound taller," which I love. Okay, the cowboy song that you do, it's just. Where do you get inspiration like that? Who are you? Let me ask you this: who are your inspirations? Because I hear a lot of Dylan, I hear a lot of John Denver, I hear about so many different people.
Well, I grew up with Crosby, Stills, and Nash,
Sure.
Harmony,
Oh,
Jackson Brown.
there you go.
You know, so I have an acoustic heart.
Makes sense.
So, you know, I love electric, I love blues, but my heart belongs to acoustic guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, those are my main influences. And the ideas come to me in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's serious. What happens? I wake up and the idea is there, and I think, okay, I'm really tired. I'll remember this in the morning, but I've learned that I don't remember it in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I reach over, I grab my iPhone, and I start, you know, with my thumbs, and I start typing, and I start doing that thing.
Sure.
My wife wakes up and says, "Oh, another idea." And I say, "Yeah, sorry."
Well, it's like the old story about Keith Richards, how he wrote the riff for I Can't Get No Satisfaction. He woke up one night and he had this riff in his head and he started playing it and he got his tape recorder and he turned it on. And the story goes that what you hear on that tape is 5 minutes of that riff and another 40 minutes of him snoring. So, you know, so there's that going on.
Yeah.
You know, you play far and wide at the same time. I mean, it's tough. It's a tough life. Chris knows it. I know it. You know, everybody in this room knows it. What keeps you going?
Well, honestly, I am living a life now that I put on hold for 40 years to raise kids and have a job.
Amen.
And, you know, and try and keep everybody from starving to death. And then, you know, now, you know, business is really good. And so I have more time. The kids are all gone.
There you go.
So I have the time to do this now. So,
And just keep going until you just don't want to.
yeah.
I'm kind of waiting for that day myself.
Until I drop.
Until you, the last one leaves the door and you, okay, bye. Picking up the case, I'm out.
Absolutely.
Yep, I know that feeling. You're going to be opening the show tomorrow.
Yes.
What can we expect from you? Can we expect the hits? What do we got?
Well, I am planning to do the Mosquito song.
Excellent.
I
Excellent.
am planning to do Does This Song Make Me Sound Tall?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I am planning to do Driving Through Montana.
Excellent.
I don't know if you remember.
I do remember that.
And I'm planning to do Ain't No Quit.
Excellent. Ain't No Quit, which is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, sir. It is a pleasure
Thank
to
you.
meet you from one writer to another.
Thank you
I'm
so
looking forward
much.
to hearing from you.
Thank you.
So, yeah, absolutely. Craig Meekum, ladies and gentlemen, he is going to be opening the contest tomorrow. So we appreciate that. Thank you, sir. And
You know, that's funny because that's one thing that people don't understand about songwriters that aren't part of a machine, part of a song factory, right? You do get that one riff in your head that you just can't get out of your head. You got to get it on tape, and then you play around with it for the next, 6 hours, days, weeks, months,
Right.
whatever, until the song finally comes out of you. Or you sit there with that one riff and you put it on loop and you listen to it over and over and over again until you're sick of it. And then all of a sudden it clicks and you go, oh my God, that's what I need to do with this. And that's when you start putting everything down on paper. It happened to me more times than I can count.
It's what I call your click point, where you just sit there and you just, and it goes through there. And that's really what the whole concept of this show that we're talking about, the H.U.G.S Gathering, is all about. It is all of the unsigned independent artists from not just around the country, but around the world, who needed a voice.
Yeah.
And there was one person that is in this room right now, and I'm going to call him out, whether he likes it or not, only for two reasons. Number one, because I can. And number two, without this man and his vision and his hellbound determination, none of this would be going on right now. The H.U.G.S show currently is heard in 44 different countries. Sure. And it started with a phone call that I got from the guy who went, you know that song you did, that Bob Seger thing? Yeah. I want it on my show. Okay, great. Don't you go anywhere. No, I see you running out. Somebody grab him. Somebody grab him. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only voice of H.U.G.S Radio, Mr. Cyrus Gray, is in this room. What's going on? Thank you. I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
Well, we've been kind of busy over the last week or two.
I heard that.
From losing the concert in the Dover Apple Harvest Festival to writing letters, sorry, this isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, we're putting on a festival in the middle of the field in Biglerville, PA.
Yeah, okay, let's
With
think about it.
26 to 28 bands and acts coming from California, Chicago, North Carolina, Georgia. And my neighbors are looking around going, this is the coolest thing in the world. I was worried about it, but I'm finding out. No, I mean, they're already here. You guys are supposed to be doing some acoustical playing tonight and tune up, you know, in the.
Well, we had this thing. Okay.
You did this thing.
Yeah, we had this thing first.
Ah, that's good.
Well, thank you. I mean, considering the fact that we invaded your house to do this, right? But,
Well, my studio doesn't look like this anymore. Everything kind of pushed to the side.
well, the man has 37 guitars, ladies and gentlemen. They all are, no, I'm just kidding.
He's exaggerating.
Yeah.
It's 36 guitars and a banjo.
Yeah, he's got a 6-string banjo. I've never asked you this question.
You can ask me.
Where in the name of God did you get the idea? Because and Chris and I both know people that have tried this in different markets in the past.
Yeah.
And they have failed miserably.
Yep.
They have fallen on their faces. You have taken this ball, you have run with it, and you not just extended it to like southern PA, and then went to all of PA, then went to the eastern seaboard. You got a hold of me. You got a hold of people like Marcella Obregon, Anna Wald. And the next thing I know, the #1 song this week is a girl from Pune, India.
Yeah.
How do you do this? How do you do this?
You know what? It's a good question. The answer is even better. Good music will always be good music.
Amen.
The only thing we needed is an avenue, a platform to let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't happen in today's world. It's syndicated. I'll say it the same on the radio. They'll give you 10 songs. You pick up the one you hate the least. That becomes your favorite. That is, they walk with blinders on, and that is why H.U.G.S is genreless. We've got some of the absolute best theatrical music, operatic music, pop, folk, rock. We've had rap artists come on. We've had everything. But it's diverse. It lets everybody go. And the whole idea is down for me, man. Damn it, Dodd Edwards.
I know.
Have you talked to him yet?
I have talked with
Yeah, it's a scary thing. Isn't it?
Right. Why do you think I had him up here with it? Mama didn't raise no
For a
fool.
bodyguard kind of thing.
Awesome.
Wait, no, sorry.
You ain't the only one doing that, bro.
Pretty good. You swallow pretty good.
Thank you.
But no, the fact of the matter is, it's the little people. You know, you and I argue all the time.
Of course.
Reason being is because I believe that if it's not fit, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right.
And, music was that way in 1959, 1962. Music was good music until somebody decided to fix it. You used to go to a concert, but there'd be 7 different bands. It cost you $1.50 to go in. You ate, drank, whatever.
Exactly.
You had fun. Now all of a sudden it's 3 bands, a band you never heard of, a band that you can't stand, and then maybe you might get the song that came from the band you really wanted to hear. How's it different? I'm going to give you exactly what you want. And when you're done listening to it, you can turn it off, or you can go dig through everybody else and find it.
Yep.
And the talent is local.
Yep.
It is local. When I say local, it's local to where we are.
Yep.
And that is the beauty of it.
That is the beauty of it, man.
And Casimir, that came off of an email that I got from somebody that said, holy hell, did you hear that?
That's insane.
And so I made a phone call. I came back out and I said, you know what, this is amazing. And the next day I had an email from her. And she's about ready to come up with a second track.
Outstanding.
Coming out from the artists that we had. There's no boundaries. The only boundaries we have are the ones that we decide to set. And quite honestly, I don't think anybody here wants to set a boundary.
Speaking of boundaries, since we obviously are talking about unsigned independent people, there may be somebody watching this show right now or watching the replay, as it were, that are thinking to themselves, well, the heck with those guys, my band's better than that. How do they get it?
It's not hard. You can find us on our website, H.U.G.S at WRGG.com. It's free. Costs you nothing. Under the home tab, it'll tell you exactly how to submit your music to H.U.G.S. If it's audible enough, and when I say audible enough, I mean if I can understand what you're saying, it's going to go in the air.
Okay.
Why? Because, and I don't want to point fingers, but you know, you need to know where the common area is to find the next diamond in the rough.
Sure.
And we have done that, and we've had success. We've had artists who have gone on and become signed, and they no longer are part of H.U.G.S because they are under a new umbrella.
Yep.
It makes room for the next group.
And that's okay too. Nothing wrong with that.
And don't forget, big thing. I mean, we went from a half-hour show every other week with our 12 artists to now 2 days a week, 4 hours a day. And starting in October, we pick up our third show. It's going to be the H.U.G.S show,
The Hug Spotlight.
H.U.G.S Spotlight.
Yep.
And also every other day of a recap of the H.U.G.S Top 10, which means now all of a sudden those artists that shy away from recording or submitting stuff, we're opening another door for you.
Yep. Speaking of opening doors, dude, I have to tell you, I have never said this to you before, but in the 2 years that I have known you, there is no way in the world that I ever thought that this schlump from the south side of Chicago would ever be standing in Pennsylvania getting ready to play for a few thousand people.
Well,
I never thought so either.
you know,
He's my manager.
I can cement something for you. We always talk about collaborative stuff. That's the cool thing about getting a bunch of artists together.
Right.
Which is going to happen later tonight. Everybody's heading out to the barn.
Yep. And we're going
Right.
to be tandem.
But it's neat because I've got someone from North Carolina, somebody from Georgia who've never met before and talk. And, they're going to get a chance to sit down, hear each other, and maybe they're going to get together. And if that happens, the collaboration becomes good. And living proof, collaboration can do well because if I'm not mistaken, it was just recently that a guy named Tim Gainer actually headlined a show that had Megan Paulette, who's from Pittsburgh,
And he's watching the show right now, by the
from
way.
H.U.G.S, play on the same stage. And now we've got Yigga Digga, who've also picked up their gigs for the Homegrown Festival, the Harvest Festival. They're now at the Fall Jam Festival. Yeah, there is an avenue. And you know what? It might be baby steps. But the fact is, this isn't done yet. No, it hasn't peaked. There's something in the mix. There's something in the wind. And we're going to talk about that in October.
And watching the growth of this whole project over the course of the last 2 years, hearing you say that does not surprise me at all.
No,
It really does.
it's nice to have the right help. And that is something. I mean, I've had help in putting everything together. Dot was kicking me in the butt to make me do this stuff and trying to keep me on the track. From there, a wife that has been exceptionally supportive of everything we've attempted and actually informing me along the way. The lights, the people who stepped into the booth, even back from Jeff Trish, who helped me out when things were tough.
Yep.
Mayday Malone comes in.
Yep.
Now I've got Bailey Outman from Loose Ruby coming in.
Yep.
Heidi Bach, who spends his time out there with his clips, his insight. You yourself doing the promotion, a lot of production work to it. It's been a family, and I saw it happen last year at the Live Drive. I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
It's going to be insane.
Tomorrow,
It's gonna be
if I'm not in jail due to all of you, or Mr. Bob Rinaldi, folks, because I can tell you, Bob is known all over the country for his sound.
Oh,
You know that.
he's done America, he's done Jackson Brown, he's done the Beach Boys.
Yeah, but they're doing the Bee Gees, I think, tonight.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, sitting outside at 90,000 watts, and I can tell you, I've looked at it. I've already went to the neighborhood with duct tape, keep the windows in. We've invited them, if anything happens, we don't get sued.
All I saw was the lighting ring, and just, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, I'm wearing, it's like Torrey Hart, I'm wearing my sunglasses at night. I'm just saying. Okay.
Well, my biggest thing is, you know, it's the relief that you get and the help from other people. I enjoyed watching GainerWorld, and you know, it should be mainstream, but you should really talk to Honey Bob, because I'll tell you what, if you want a good idea,
Well, he'd stay around long enough. I mean, he bounces around like a jello.
I'm telling you, man, you guys laugh. He is a real person. He does talk like that. He doesn't have a problem. He's been tested twice by his mother. And you know, you can laugh, but the damn guy went out and bought a brand new pair of bib overalls for this.
Get
Brand
out of
new.
here.
It's brand new.
Get out of here.
You know what?
I don't believe it. I will not believe it until he shows
Amongst the three of you in here, one of us stinks really bad because between the help of James Morley, who dedicated tons of time to turn this place into a place that we can put a concert on every day here, helping out. Bailey Appleman came with some. Alan White dedicated the entire weekend to coming out here and doing stuff. It's not just me.
Yeah.
That's what's cool. There's a family here, and if you want to get part of it, you want to be part of it, you're a musician, an artist, you got to take the step. I can't do it for you, but I can push the button and make your music be heard. Other than that, it's all up to you, and you better talk to Honey. I gotta go shower.
You go lay down for a little bit.
I can't lay down, right?
Thanks. Cyrus, great, ladies and gentlemen. And this is all about, and like I said, Megan says hi, she's in the chat room, she's like, you know, that's my favorite. I don't know what she means. She might mean you or whatever the case. One of the people that are here also, and we have a couple of minutes for him as well, but I just got the shirt. James Morley is going to be here. I got the shirt. I like it. I like it. James Morley, come on over here. Come on over here, buddy.
Yeah.
One of the guys who's going to be here. Thank you, and it's been working his butt off at the same time. Oh yeah, pick up the guitar, take it. No, you never. Oh, me. Thank you for being here, man. Thanks for all your work. Oh, no problem at all. How the heck did you get involved with the first time you and I met was at the live drive. I got to tell this story real fast. You know, the first time you and I met was at the live drive.
Yes.
And I remember saying something to you, and it was something along the lines of something that Cyrus had said. And you just gave me this look like, was he serious? Did he mean that? I'm like, oh God, I just pissed the guy off. You know, and I mean, you know, look at the guy, for God's sake. Look at this, okay? I mean, I was in trouble. But no, we've got a chance.
Buddha.
I didn't do that.
I'm used to it. It's like wearing a belt.
I worked that fast.
Yeah, you get used to that. Yeah, so, I mean, for you to get involved in this as well, you know, we've been at this, you and I together for the last couple of years. What got you into it? I mean, other than the fact that I know that you are just an amazing writer and singer in your own
Well,
way.
I appreciate that. Every day is a new experience for me. I got hooked up before the live drive. I met Cyrus, and we were at.
I'm sorry?
I met Cyrus.
Oh, no, I know, I'm just, I'm sorry.
Wow. Wow. Let me stare at you now. So, no, he hooked up, and he was like, hey, I want you to get your stuff out to me. And I've done it. I've done the gamma of playing music out, radio deal, record deal, all that stuff. And nothing really was what it was supposed to be. And, you know, all of a sudden I'm hooking up with somebody that does unsigned artists, and I've got more action than I've had in forever.
You know, and that's the thing I got to talk about too, is the fact that, you know, like I told him, and Chris will attest to this as well. If I was playing 1-2 shows a year, I considered myself a lucky person. I released my album. He asked for a copy of the single. Next thing I know, we're doing the live drive. We're doing this here. We're playing in Thomasville next month. We're going to be in, I think, Washington next year, from what I understand. You know, it's like the doors that have opened up.
It was like you didn't have to really I wasn't out there booking myself constantly. I mean,
Right.
my biggest show stopped in 2003. We did 97 shows in 1 year.
Nice.
And that was a lot of touring. It was a lot of travel, but it was fun.
Yeah.
But then everything just seemed to change. The kids were, everything in my family life changed.
Yeah,
So
I
when that
understand.
changed, I changed. And I put everything on the back burner for a while. Then I wanted to get back into it. And sure enough, here's the avenue opening up.
It's crazy.
And I made great friends through the whole thing.
And I've heard
They might not think that about me.
Well,
I think they're
we just kind of tolerate you. That's okay. But no,
That's kind of the other way around.
well, I get you. I have that effect on you. But anyway, I've heard your band. Obviously, your band just cooks.
Thanks.
I mean, it's unbelievable. What can we expect from you?
Tomorrow we got 3 originals that are out, and there's a new one that we're going to do at the end. It's
Nice.
A new one, and
Nice.
it's a rock and blues, real fast. Get
Liking
you
it.
moving.
Liking it?
And it's a new change for everything I'm doing. The shirt is Home of the Brave.
I do like that.
And I do.
And thank you
the
for the
shirts.
shirt.
You're quite welcome. And when I sell the shirts, I'm doing proceeds back to the military
Outstanding.
or law enforcement, whoever I have that month. I
Mhm.
just ask somebody who you want to go to, and they tell me what goes to.
Paying it forward. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and of course, with this last year being kept in, I didn't get a chance to get all
Sure.
of them out. But yeah, my nephew made them for us, and he does T-shirts and stuff. And
Cool.
he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna hook you up," so he hooked me up. So
Nice.
I got my
Nice.
friend Jaime one, and
Yeah.
hopefully he'll be my friend now.
Okay, well.
And,
Did they have a tarp that big?
well,
Wow.
I'm trying to get him as
Wow. Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Wow.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm trying to work on Cyrus to keep a friend.
Okay.
They just landed.
I'm sorry. say that
The
again.
Dead Man's Band out of Utah just landed.
Nice, nice. The Dead Man's Band
Wow.
is here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make up some room.
Yep.
Jim, I've always had the pleasure. We're looking forward to seeing you. Absolutely.
So you, my friend.
Yeah, I know.
Fun yesterday.
It's going to be a blast for
What stays off the air stays off the air.
Always.
Right. Gotcha. James Morley, ladies and gentlemen.
Real quick, I know there's a lot of folks out there that want to get their music heard, but there's just as many people out there that are probably saying to themselves, well, my stuff isn't good enough and blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. As far as songwriting is concerned, I suck. Okay? I'm not even going to lie to you. I am horrible. But I can sing. And here's the thing. I had a bunch of throwaway tracks because I do electronic music that I said I'm never going to let anybody hear these because they're just not good enough for me. My business partner took them and just released them on a whim to every outlet that he could possibly get his hands on. And then I find out that I'm not picked up very well over here, but overseas, the stuff that I've done is huge. You never know. The stuff that you think that sucks could hit really big. So don't be afraid to get your music out there and get it heard. The only thing the only way that you fail is if you don't try. Just take a chance.
10 in Germany, people.
Germany
I'll
and
take
the
it.
Netherlands, as a matter of fact.
We will say no more than
Yeah.
that. Anything is possible. You need to try, just like these people are trying. And we understand that they're here. The members of the Dead Man's Band are here, ladies and gentlemen. Bring them out here if we can.
Yep.
Come on out. Come on.
Get out the way so there's room.
There we go. Okay. How you doing, guys? Pleasure to finally meet you. Welcome to Pennsylvania. How was the trip? Come on in a little bit.
Come on in, son.
Let everybody see your smiling faces. How was the trip?
It was good. I just took 2 flights to get here, and I've been driving around the East Coast for a few days, so it's been good to look around.
Yeah, I heard you guys went out to DC for a little while.
That was Anna. I spent my time up in Boston.
Did you help her bury the children? We'll edit that out. Don't worry, it'll be fine. But anyway, yeah, got to see DC and this up and down the. Where on the East Coast?
Let's say that again.
Where on the East Coast?
I spent my time up in Boston, and I stopped by New York too. It was really
Oh,
fun.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. But you got, come on over. So we got another member of the Dead Man's Band. We'll kind of make room. Come on over here, bro. It's all right, not a problem. Don't be shy. We are. This is the least of my problems. How did you guys get together?
Well, you want to hear the long version?
Well, we got an hour show. I just put it like that.
Hold on, shut.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, you are.
We weren't gonna tell you for fear of you just kind of freezing on us, but
That's gonna happen.
yeah, no, don't worry about it. Well, look at him. He'll make you laugh a lot.
First, we'll introduce us. This is Xavier Hay, and the official name of the band is Xavier Hay and the Dead Man's Band.
Ah, okay.
Vocalist, banjo, and mouth harp.
Okay.
And this is Sean Salisbury, lead guitar.
Okay.
I'm Roger Rigby, rhythm guitar.
Okay.
And June harp.
Cool. What got you guys together? Tell us the quick.
I'm a high school teacher.
Okay.
These guys were my students.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's
Our
fantastic.
teacher, I didn't even know Sean played guitar, and I don't even know if you did.
I didn't play in high school. Yeah.
And I've been playing guitar for a long time, but just on my couch in front of my own family. Xavier's in my class. He didn't play anything, but we both like country music, old country, outlaw country sort of thing. We talk about that. I've technically known Xavier for a long time. His mom and my wife were best friends in high school. So,
Gotcha.
anyways, he graduates, they all graduate. Year or so later, he calls me up. He says, my friends just wrote and recorded a terrible rap song, and I was giving them crap about it, and they said, I bet you can't do any better. So I want to try and write some country music. And I'm like, well, I ain't never written a song before. I never have.
Okay.
But he says, I got some ideas, so bring them over and see. So he starts reading these lyrics that were actually didn't suck that bad. And I just started strumming chords until we found one that sounded right. And before we knew it, we had about 10 songs written. And we liked them. So we started playing them. We played an open mic night on January 1st, 2 years ago, and we were the only ones there. And so we thought we were neat. Anyways, we played around a couple times, just he and I. Played a bowling alley. And then
We've all done that in our
I
time.
think he posted something on Facebook or something, and Sean sent me a message and said, I play guitar, we should get together. So I said, sure, come on over. And he plugged in and blew our minds. Us two, we didn't know what we were doing. He understands music a lot better than we do. He's taken some music theory and stuff, and really brought some musicianship into the band.
Okay.
So when the three of us started playing, trying to find rhythm section, trying whoever, I play rhythm guitar, he played lead. Then was Sam next? I think Sam was next.
Sam was next.
I called up another student, a current student. He just graduated in spring.
Okay.
But he played drums in the pep band. He's a classic rocker.
Okay.
And so, but he was like, sure, he likes to play anywhere. So now he plays in the country band. So we recruited him. He's not here with us. He didn't make the trip.
Okay.
Then we were at a songwriter competition. We ran into Anna, mandolin and fiddle. She's over there making faces.
Oh yeah.
And she likes to play with everybody. As far as I know, we're in northern Utah, and I haven't met anybody that hasn't played with Anna.
Yeah.
She jumps in with everybody, and we're like, well, come play with us sometime. And for some reason, she keeps doing it. And so the whole time we're like, wow, she's really good. Let's just do what we can to keep her coming, So
It's funny she meant, okay, you talk about, you wrote a rap song, you got classic rock, you got country going. Go around real fast. What are your influences? Who do you listen to?
Just country western.
Okay.
he's talking like Hank Williams Sr. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Ernst Tubbs, like the
Hank
old
Snow,
stuff.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with small home, dude. Nothing wrong with that. What about you?
I'm a heavy metal guy, but I can't play it. I like to listen to it, but I grew up with I grew up on Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson too, so I got an appreciation for
It's
that.
kind of the Josh Groban thing, he'll listen to Pantera, but he can't sing it to save his life.
I'm gonna take your word for that because I don't know what you're talking
Oh, okay. Well, that's you wouldn't like him anyway. What about you?
I'm kind of all over the place. When I started playing guitar, my influences was like 80s rocks, like Eric Johnson, Journey,
Ooh.
Boston. I love like AC/DC.
Yeah. Okay.
But then I started going to college and I started studying jazz, blues. So I got into that. And then when I started playing with these guys, I started studying some country music and stuff. So
You can talk about blues. You're talking to a couple guys from the south side of Chicago. dude.
Blue-
Come on down.
that's my number one.
Come on down. We'll get you into some Buddy Guy and some.
Oh yeah, I love
Buddy
Buddy
Span and whatnot.
Yeah.
First song we ever wrote together was the blues song. Two-time and blues song.
Right on the album we just
Yeah.
got.
Our album just hit the music streaming services this week. Yeah.
Self-promotion. Give
Xavier
it
Hay and the Dead Man's Band. It's called Aces and Eights. So
Nothing wrong with that. You'll be hearing tracks from that tomorrow on The Gathering. Gentlemen, welcome to Pennsylvania. It was a pleasure meeting you. Looking forward to hearing you guys tomorrow. The Dead Man's Band, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for them. There is one more person that we need to talk to. There's one more person that we need to talk to. Yep. That I've wanted to have him on this show for the longest time. He is probably one of the most, how shall we say, unique purveyors of musicology. Unique. Original. Okay. The boy doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Sweet Tree Pinewater Academy of Musicological Musicology and the Master of Ceremonies for tomorrow's H.U.G.S gathering. I know I messed that up. I'm moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Heini Bach. How do you want to go, ladies and gentlemen? Hi.
Good evening, fellas, and welcome to my show.
No, not on this one. No, I'm sure. I checked the credits. Here we go. What brings you out here to Biglerville, sir?
Well, me and Cyrus have known each other for 5 years, and I got called in.
I'm sorry.
I got that back.
I understand.
It was a year in July that I started doing this, and it just amazes me how this is moving forward.
It's crazy.
If it wouldn't been for H.U.G.S, I wouldn't have known any of these folks, and you yourself included.
Yeah.
And it's just the talent that is on this thing and this avenue available to him. And Cyrus is deadly serious about it. He is 100% for his artists. And the interesting thing I see happening now is we got generations of pieces on it. Xavier Hay.
That's true.
Killer baritone. He's 12. Just a killer baritone.
Puberty does that too.
I'm telling you, once they drop it.
But I've made so many friends, and a lot of them just getting to meet the person. Well, I know you.
Right, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I agree.
I know.
You and I need to talk.
I'm right here. But, yeah.
Alzheimer's, you'll get this tomorrow. It's fine.
The great thing about Alzheimer's, you get to meet new people every day.
Exactly. Yes, you do.
I'm a good little doggy. Anyway, so you were picked actually because of your credentials to be the master of ceremonies for this entire show.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, you're telling me. What can we expect? What can we expect?
Well, you know, my shtick's very earth friendly because it's 98% recycled.
Yeah, well,
You'll get to hear
I
a lot of that.
just thought it was a lot of dirt. But story too.
You know, we're
I hanging with you the last few times. It's just been the craziest time. I've got to tell you.
my mom had me tested. Ain't nothing wrong.
No, of course you didn't. We went out to a diner.
We did.
We went out to a diner yesterday. And it was myself, my two sons, Matt and Jim, who couldn't be here tonight, but they will be there tomorrow. And Chris and Cyrus and Heini and Jim Morley.
He introduced me as his manager. I'm letting you all know on record, he fired me last night, and he hired me.
I did. He's now my man.
That's darn
Hence why this is the Heine show.
darn.
Is that what it is?
This is the Heine Bach.
Of course it is.
That's what it is.
Of course it is.
Back me up on this,
We're
right,
gonna
Chris?
keep on talking. We're gonna eat what for?
I come onto my own in my own way. But I'm looking forward to it, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you
sir.
very much. We're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
Professor Heini Bach, ladies and gentlemen, extraordinaire. I got one more person before we go. I got to bring him up. He has been, God, how do I introduce this guy? He, in the 80s, toured with me in Canada, throughout the Midwest. And for some reason, when I started kicking off this tour again, somehow we got a hold of each other and he went, yeah, let's do it. And why in the name of God, he still wanted to do it after all these years. I have absolutely no idea. Nobody does. He's my guitarist. He's the little brother I never had. And he's one hell of a good friend. Ken Valskis, get up here, buddy.
Did you
Get up
actually
here.
think that you were going to be?
No, you didn't think that you were going
Come
to
on
get
now.
away from all this. Did you? Let's get loaded. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. We're gonna
Oh
do it.
my God, here we go.
No, not yet. Not yet. But we will.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Probably before anything. But yeah. So what are you guys? Oh, there you go. Oh, there I am. He's got us on his phone.
Yes.
He's got us on his phone. This is ridiculous. But in any case,
Feedback loop or anything?
It's gonna be a weird night.
it's gonna be a weird.
That's on the weekend, so you got
Exactly. But that's going to do it from here. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of fun. One last announcement before we go. We are going to try as hard as we can on this channel to bring you live the entire H.U.G.S gathering. Watch this space.
Try. Try. That's the operative word.
Well, it's the operative word, but we're definitely going to do it. That's going to do it from here. Thank you so much for watching.
Yep.
Thank you all. Thank you guys. By all means, if you like it, and even, Jerry's daughter, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. In other words, hey, you know what to do. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. If not, we'll see you next week. Peace. No, really.
Yeah, really.
There you go. All right. We're out.